woke up this morning. I didn't realize it's been 7 months to the date since Benghazi happened. And I was kind of disgusted with myself that I didn't remember something that important. But it doesn't match the disgust I have with the Washington politicians for what has gone on thus far, which is very little. To expose the truth, bring this all to the surface, and more importantly, find out who was responsible for men who were out serving their country being left to die. Try and make this quick. I'm posting this along with attached to a Twitter tweet. So this is a recap of what happened in Benghazi. I know things for reasons. I know some stuff because it's on the news, but I knew it before it was on the news. I mean, I know people, and I ain't trying to be anybody big. I'm nobody special. But the fact of the matter is, it's amazing that this is not coming out. I mean, they must be scaring the living shit out of the survivors if they are not coming forward at this point. I don't know what the administration has said to these people, that the people that are out there that are around are not saying a thing. Because usually when people get left out high and dry like that, it'll make somebody pay. And it's not happening. What kind of monstrous threat is the administration put against these people? But I'm just speculating on that, so I'll stop. We were in Libya. A quick recap, like I said. We were in Libya because the CIA was there. Let's start at the very beginning. First off, let's start with the whole illegality of the situation. Obama goes to Libya, starts flying flyovers with planes, helping the rebels. No congressional approval. Second, he has the CIA, and after it's all over, conducting some sort of operation in Libya, which he needs covert approval from the House Intelligence Committee, which he does not have. What he's doing there is collecting up weapons left over from they're trying to keep him out of with the Gaddafi's weapons that were disseminating into Libya. He was trying to collect them up so they didn't go everywhere. But he wasn't taking them back to America and melting them down, bombing. That's not what the CIA was doing. You know what they were doing? They're shipping the damn things to darn Syria through Turkey. If you don't believe that, who was Ambassador Stevens meeting with that night? The Turkish ambassador. Not only that, there's a boat full of weapons in the harbor. That's besides the point. There's your proof. Turkish ambassador meets with Stevens. We're smuggling weapons through Turkey to Syria. And a lot of these weapons that were in Gaddafi's hand are now showing up in the hands of Syrian rebels, who at this point, because we got in the game so late, are fundamentalists. We're putting weapons that we're trying to keep out of Libya in the hands of fundamentalists in Syria. Are you kidding me? I mean, it baffles my mind. First up, Gaddafi, he saw what happened to Saddam. He said, I'm quitting my nuclear program. Hey, he started helping us out. It's kind of a weird partnership of sorts, but he did. Because he saw what happened to Saddam. He was scared. He stopped. So we overthrew somebody that was becoming semi-friendly to our cause. And what do we have in Libya now? But chaos. Nothing but chaos. In Syria, Assad may be an evil motherfucker. But you know what, though? He's a known factor. We know Assad. He's got interest to stay in power, and because of that, he's semi-predictable. Because he wants to maintain his power. Now, the people that will be in charge of the country after he is gone, this country with all these chemical weapons, then, what's his name? I'm trying to remember. That Brennan, the other dummy that friggin' Obama has in the Security Council, but doesn't matter. He's saying when they asked by Congress about a plan, I can't remember his name right now, but he's saying when asked for a plan by Congress or in a congressional hearing, how would we go against if we have a game plan to securing these chemical weapons? He says basically this bullshit roundabout way of saying no. We don't really have anything for sure, you know? So that's awesome. So we're going to overthrow Assad. It was semi-predictable. Put in charge a group that has become very fundamentalized. In fact, they have sworn at this point on loyalty to Al-Qaeda in charge of this country with chemical weapons that we're not sure we can secure. That makes perfect sense. You know that? That's so awesome. Let's go back to Benghazi that night. Obama hears about this. Doesn't transfer. Obama hears that there's been an attack. he could transfer authority to a military commander to deal with it. So the military commander had approval to do whatever he needed to do to stop that from happening and continuing and make that whatever all the death of their cease and desist. He didn't do that. He went to bed, knowing that people were under fire in a third world country that we had taken an interest in, and we're trying to do stuff over there. They're in a serious situation. He went to bed knowing that, he didn't transfer authority and command, and that's pretty much leaving him high and dry. And also, here's the other part of this too. Is that this whole time they've been telling us, well, we couldn't have got assets in there to do anything. That's a bold-faced lie. That drone flying out Signal, the first one that was on site, maybe it could, it wasn't armed. Even if it wasn't armed, we don't know what it was armed. They didn't even tell us. And when some people were asked in a congressional hearing, I have a feeling that those were the drones might have been armed, and they were just cowards and didn't shoot them because they didn't want to cause a ruckus in Libya with the people that aren't our citizens, but they're shooting at other citizens. Don't want to piss them off, right? I mean, I kill more of them, right? Stupid logic. Either way, the first one might not have been armed. I mean, nothing could have been about Stevens dying, or his assistant. However, the CIA annex hours later, where Doherty and Woods died, there was a drone overhead, but it wasn't the original drone. It had been changed out for fuel reasons. So that means that theoretically, the second one that came out should have definitely been motherfucking armed. And why they didn't do that will forever be a haunting memory for whoever didn't pull the trigger. Whoever's responsible for that should be haunted for the rest of their life for the men's death that they have on their hands. But you know what else we have at Signal too besides those drones? We have 2 squadrons of F-16s. We have a full bunker of ordnance there to equip these suckers to fly out and do missions and get shit done. Why those were not utilized? I mean, hell, you fly an F-16, you have to shoot around. You fly an F-16 about 100 feet off the ground at fucking Mach 1. It's going to freaking everybody right down there is going to be so like, just, oh, holy cow, my ears, and just like their heads going to be ringing. You know what? They'd probably just disperse. And let alone you speed up, like, you used to go a little bit past Mach 1, you really start making that sound barrier crack, and you go down 100 feet off the ground, you fucking throw the afterburner on. Oh, hell. They will scatter. I don't know if you've ever been in an F-16 like that. I've been there. You will scatter to the wind, boy. You will go, oh, I do not want to be here. Because if they get even more mad and they start dropping missiles, this is the last place I want to be. Because that alone was scary. He didn't even shoot nothing yet. When that happened to me, I was glad they were on my side. So you know what? We could have got like people overhead. Those were less than, those planes were less than an hour away. They were less than, at Mach 2, I think it's Mach 2. They could have, I heard though, they could have got there in 35, 40 minutes. Tops, those F-16s. Tops. 35 to 40 minutes. And the attack at the CIA happened hours later, where they could have had an established rotation if there's fuel issues. They could have been rotating 4 planes out, you know, at a time. These 4 go back, refuel. These 4 come on station. When these guys are getting low, by the time they're getting low, another group of 4 is coming out. And they're on station. They go back. An established overhead protection pattern that could have held the ground until we could have got armed, got them out of it. They could have got themselves out of there, or we could have got armed forces in there to help them evacuate themselves. So, they lied. The Obama administration lied. Panetta lied. They all lied when they said there's nothing in the area that could help our guys. They lied to us. They lied to you. They lied to me. I knew they were lying to me. But everybody bought that lie. And the leftist media, the people on MSNBC, and all the people who have ignored this story, you're ignoring the fact that our administration had a hand in the killing of these men. They had a hand in killing them because they pulled the trigger, but because they put them in such a dangerous position without any backup. And when something did happen, they didn't have the balls to pull the trigger on the gun they did have, those F-16s, or an armed drone. Moreover, the administration, I think, lied to Doherty and Woods. Because they were lasing the mortar teams. They were lasing a target. There's proof of it, and it's been reported over and over again. So everybody knows this is true. They were lasing the mortar, lasing a target. Those men on the roof that got hit by the mortar were lasing a target. You know what that means? It means they thought that somebody was overhead, either a plane or a drone, with a missile that they were going to shoot at wherever that laser is pointing. Because if you got guys in the street below you pointing a machine gun at you, trying to kill you, you don't hold a laser on some mortar team way far away and try to just hold that laser. It will never kill them on them. You know why? Because it doesn't do you any good about the guys that are shooting at you right in front of you. I mean, if you haven't taught, frankly, I mean, my personal military opinion, if you had a mortar team like that, because I was sighted in like they were, which is something that shows planning, because sending in a mortar, you have to affect your elevation change, the weight of the round, which is basically the type of round you're shooting, the distance, all these things. And they had that, and they probably had a spotter too, because they were walking the fire across the target, and they were hitting on the first shots, and then on top of that, they were moving the shots and accurately and with precision, which means there's usually a spotter with a GPS or a radio somewhere, telling them what to do, or at the increments to adjust the angle and everything like that to get the shots they need. So my personal military opinion, if I thought it was in that situation and I didn't think there was a drone or a missile overhead that could aim a laser or something, and that missile would go hit it, I might take a team and I might go try to take that mortar team out if it was within reasonable distance. And I could see it, and I could see that I could maybe cut a path to it, because a sighted mortar on a small confined area like that is death. You don't let that. You can't let it exist. It will decimate you. I mean, this begs another question too. This is the first that the consulate gets attacked, right? All these people start burning the damn thing to the ground. Small team comes from the CIA annex and gets these people out of there. And nobody dies at that point. The people that died at the consulate have already died. So with this build attack at the consulate, how did these people, in the annex, walk all those survivors out of there? We hear stories about them getting shot in the car from point blank, but frankly, you know what? Let me tell you something. If all those people that came to the consulate were still there, I don't think that team would have had a chance. You know that? I don't think they would have had a chance. I mean, they scattered, dispersed. That's when the people came, and like the locals, and they found Ambassador Stevens from the hospital. Well, why did they disperse? Was it possible that they were all trying to draw everybody back to the annex, where they had a pre-sighted mortar? If you have a mortar pre-sighted on a location, you have people in two separate locations, you want to draw them to one location, I think you want to take them to a location where there was a pre-sighted mortar position, Right? That's planning. That's a clever, sneaky bastard of an enemy. Very clever, dangerous. Not like Al-Qaeda would be. The way Ansar al-Sharia was linked to Al-Qaeda, lest we forget. You see the depth of the situation, why they're hiding this? And the thing is, over there, the people that were helping us defend the consulate, like the thing was like the February, like the 23rd, something like Martyr Brigade. I forget what the date was. Somebody died or something like that. It was a martyr that martyred themselves for Islam, and that's the people that are helping defend our consulate. It was a Martyr Brigade. Thumbs up, buddies. Good decisions. Way to go, Obama. Ignorant, arrogant ass. So Ben's bottom line is, we were over there shipping weapons through Turkey to Syria at a point in time which was so late to get involved that we were putting them in the hands of fundamentalists that at this point in time we know have sworn allegiance to Al-Qaeda. And on top of that too, not only were we doing that, he's waging Obama's waging a covert little war over there, a personal little war, to get these weapons. We had been assassinating leaders of some of these militias to get the weapons. I mean, we've been doing all kinds of bad stuff, killing people down there. The CIA was. I mean, like, that's gnarly, buddy. And you didn't have any congressional approval, Mr. Obama? Wow. Why this is not being talked about is a testament to the ideological ignorance that is displayed by a great preponderance of media in this country. So on today, 7 months since Benghazi, you didn't remember? It's like I felt shame. Shame on you. Shame on me, I didn't remember until I saw it in the news. I should know better. I should be more aware. But take the time and watch this video and share it. If you watch the video, share it with people you know, so they can understand the totality of the events of what went on in Benghazi, Libya. So they can understand the totality of the utter failure our commander-in-chief perpetrated against his own people. The utter complete failure that he perpetrated, and it displayed through his inability to protect people that he has sworn to lead and protect as the commander-in-chief. He has failed. He has committed, as far as I'm concerned, a treasonous act by leaving a soldier that is under his command in the field to die while he just goes to bed and sleeps and gives nobody else the power to deal with it. When you leave a fellow citizen to die when you could have done something, I don't know what defines murder or treason better than those circumstances. If you can find them, you know what? Tweet me. Tell me what it is. Because I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm at a loss for words that, you know what? I want to scream. At the ignorance that our country displays of the truth, current events, the facts, and the common sense to see them and judge them apart from the bullshit. Share this. I don't care if you follow me. If you want to follow me, I'd love that. But you know, I don't care about that. Share this video. Let other people understand how screwed up what happened over there is. I'm a construction company. I'm going in late to work because I felt it was that important to film this, so I could put this out there. So maybe somebody will see it and share it. And maybe that person will share it with the freaking world because they're in a position I wish I was. They got somebody's ear at a big network, or they got an ear at Fox, somewhere. Where we can just have somebody finally say, you got Rand Paul talking about like parts of this whole what I've discussed. Parcels of it. Select committee might solve this, but the fact of the matter is, nobody wants to put it all out to no Republicans because they're just going to be called a conspiracy theorist, paranoid, schizophrenic, whatever. I mean, it's like, no. Say the truth. Speak the truth. Liberals always talk about truth to power. No. They don't have the facts. They don't have the common sense or logic on their side. They lie when they speak truth to power. If you have the real truth to power, like in this argument, I know I do. And anybody you share this with, you can look at them and say, you do too. Because it all makes too much sense. Turkish ambassadors. Turkey's right next to Syria. Weapons in Syria look like weapons that are coming from Gaddafi, what the weapons Gaddafi had. That's no coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. Everything in this world happens for cause and effect for a reason. There's a push over here, there's a pull over there, and doors open. And there it is. Cause and effect. That's the way the world works. So karma. You make good decisions, you reap good results. Make bad decisions, you reap bad results. I don't know how much more clear-cut the world can be than that. Thanks for watching. Make a Benghazi sticker, put it in your car if you have to. Tell everybody you know about it. I know there's people that, my people I know, friends, they think I'm insane because people I don't even know I'll start having this conversation with, because you know what? It's surprising how few people know that our government let 2 Navy SEALs who served their country valiantly and bravely all the way until the end were left to die. That gun on that rooftop at Doherty and Woods were firing the crew like the belt-fed machine gun on the roof. That thing, that blood in the grips, from what I'm told, from things I've heard, in a way, that would suggest they got hit by a mortar and picked the gun back up and kept firing. Not blood splattered on the grips, but blood where the hands were, in an immense, inordinate amount. That's the kind of men that died. Men that in their last throes of their life, in their last breaths, would pick the guns up again and keep shooting until their last breath left them, just because they cared about their Americans there in that facility and wanted everybody to walk out of there. And if they could give their lives to make sure that happened, they were willing to do it. We left men like that to die. Mr. Obama left men like that to die. You treasonous, murdering, at least aiding and abetting murders, pretty much through your lack of action, but definitely traitorous choices. Mr. Obama, I find you guilty of 4 different counts that I can name off the top of my head right now of violations of the Constitution. One of them is including an act of sedition, which follows the definition of the word to a T. Unseat yourself. You keep going the way you're going, the people will unseat you without asking. That's not a threat. That's just saying people who violate the Constitution do not deserve to be president of the United States. 7 months, baby. 7 months, everybody. And where are the witnesses? Where are the survivors? Where are they?